we want to bring in two congressional representatives who were listening with a very sharp ear last night. They both have firsthand experience with the hot-button issues of energy and technology. Representative Mimi Walters hails from the tech hotbed of California, and Representative Brendan Boyle is from the coal-heavy state of Pennsylvania. They're both here in a Fox Business exclusive. We'll show you guys in a second. We're just keeping the camera on the president for the moment. But look, the question becomes, did the president's speech put you both perhaps in a little bit of upside-down land? Because California is an alternative energy and tech dynamo, while Pennsylvania is heavily entrenched in coal and fossil fuels. So, Representative Boyle, as the Democrat, I'll ask you first, what did you think when the president really swiped at coal and coal jobs?
First, thanks, Liz, for having us back. I didn't take it that same way because actually Pennsylvania is a pretty diversified state. Yes, we still are heavy in coal, especially in the western part of the state. But I can tell you, representing suburban Philadelphia, we provide a lot of jobs in the renewables, especially in solar and in wind. So I look at Pennsylvania as actually a pretty good microcosm of the rest of the country, that yes, we still have fossil fuels, but we all are also moving toward the technology of the future. And I don't look at climate change and improving our economy as a false dichotomy. We can do both at the same time.
Okay, well, if we can look at coal and day to day, it doesn't really matter what it trades at. It has gotten hammered under President Obama's administration. And I can't exactly say conversely because it's so early in the stages of solar. But Representative Walters, solar has a brighter future, perhaps. And look, two powerhouses, Solar City and SunPower, are based in California. And I would tend to agree, certainly with the president's premise, that you want to be ahead when it comes to the perhaps energy of the future. What did you make of at least his comments about energy?
We all want to have efficient energy policy, but the problem with this president and his policies is that he is having the government decide who wins and loses. What we need to have is the free market decide who wins and loses. That's the problem we see with this president and his policies.
One of the other issues that's getting a lot of traction certainly is the fact that the president did give a nod to the, it's not even a perception, guys, it's the absolute truth that both sides of the aisle have not worked well together, and arguably he could be blamed for some of that. Representative Boyle, as you stand next to Mimi Walters, and we love putting Republicans and Democrats together because our viewers actually do like to see that. You guys can get along, you can have conversations, but what needs to happen with the next president, no matter who it is?
Yeah, well, first, I happen to be friends with Mimi. We both came in together, and I think that most of us as colleagues get along pretty well. I do think one challenge we have as a country is that we do have this awful primary system that actually punishes those of us who want to get along with the other side and occasionally compromise. I'm someone who just recently, last month, voted on a transportation bill where I stood up on the House floor and I said that I agree with about 60% of what's in here, and the problem is the other 40% that I disagree with is sometimes enough for other people to beat you over the head with it when it comes to election time. So I think making sure that we empower an electorate that rewards those who are willing to take risks for compromise, it's really a responsibility we all share.
Representative Walters, as we finish up, maybe the common ground can be found in tax reform, specifically corporate tax reform.
Oh, that would be my hope. We need to make sure we have a competitive tax system in place so that we encourage growth with our businesses and with job creation. And that would absolutely be one place that we could find some common ground.
Well, we see it in both of you, and we do appreciate it. Fair and balanced. Representative Mimi Walters of California, Congressman Brendan Boyle of Pennsylvania. Democrat, Republican, we like it. Thanks very much.